All of them there.
It's back? Okay. Okay. Who got it? Let's get it. Let's roll. So he had rollers in his hair. What verse was that?
That was verse 6.
Skinny black, the real skinny black. But what it say?
1 Kings 21, verse 7.
When again?
Is it something loose over there?
You know that he's showing this stuff, but this stuff on my...
Yeah, it's back on now.
Okay, we good now.
First Kings
Move them feet out the way.
21.
Where we at?
1 Kings 21st chapter, verse 7.
What it say?
And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders and the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letter, saying, Proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high among the people.
So they gonna proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high, and we're gonna charge him with a free case. Go ahead.
And set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him to bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme God.
See, sent 2 witnesses from who?
Belial.
Them was her priests. So this when you can save fornication. She got priests from Belial. Go ahead.
Hold on. And set 2 men of sons of Belial before him to bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme God and the king. And then carry him out and stone him that he may die. And the men of this city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it is written in the letters which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed a fast and set Naboth on high among the people. And there came 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him.
How many witness against him?
2.
Y'all see this? 2. Again, these evil 2.
And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died.
Right.
Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead. And it came to pass, when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise.
Get your legs. Get up.
And take possession of the vineyard. And Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead. And it came to pass, when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth, to the Jezreelite, to take possession of it.
To take this man's possession given to him by his woman. You see, this is what we're talking about. Should a man have long hair? You see who dictating this? Got his ring, the seal. She's running the show. She done sent false prophets to get his man a free case, and he laying at home peeping one, and then she come through there with his Timberlands on and Dickies. Here the deed is. Get up and eat some. I'm sick of you laying there like you a cow. Get up and eat some. And here the deed is right here. Now, who can he tell he arranged that from henceforth? But you don't think she'll let him have it? Y'all, this is what we talking about. Is it comely for a man to have long hair? Is what we just read comely of a king of Israel?
No, not at all. Far from it.
So y'all ain't talking about no physical hair. Y'all, we're going to roll through these last 2 while I got 7 minutes and a few seconds. Let's talk about a true helpmeet. Give me a little bit of this Proverbs 31:10. We ain't going to read it all. Y'all know what it is. But I just want to get the start of it. And then I want, give me that Tobit 2:19. And what we're going to talk about is a helpmeet at this point, because that's what we started out with. And you're going to see instruction. You see 31 and 1, it starts off his mom. And then we jump down to 10, and it's going to tell you what the situation is, so that women won't keep arguing. Man, you supposed to go to work only. No, it's a helpmeet situation. They going to fire me before they fire you. At least if you still working, we can hang on till I find something to do. I got to get this grass cutting going. Winter coming, what I get to do in winter, y'all, to make some money? Do what?
You said rake snow?
Yeah, I'm finna say, boy. I'm saying you better hurry up and get some hire. Because you going to be in the same position. Until the sun come out. Just messing with you, Big Mike, though. We know what you was talking about. But in the winter, it's snow, it's things to set down. In the summer, I mean, it's grass always cutting. It's air conditioning work. It's whatever you got to do to make sure you get these things going. That's going to put money in your pocket. That if you're in trouble and you got to go see your probation officer, they will accept that. You know that this is the work you're doing. But just saying it's a lion out in the way, like Proverbs talk about the slothful man would say, it's a lion out there. I can't go to work today. Tomorrow gonna be something different. It's some chickens running loose.
It's a wild.
Them some mad chickens, they say. They peck you, you too. Y'all, if y'all understand where the term hen peck came from, this is this right here. She pecked him. And he loved her for putting him in that position.
And wouldn't have it no other way.
Let's get this real quick. Proverbs 31:10, just read a couple, give me that Tobit 2:19. And in the apocrypha, y'all, I'm going to run through these last few to get right to some points.
Proverbs 31:10.
And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of homework to do.
You want to start 1 through 10, right?
No, just read 1 and then skip down and we'll read a couple in 10. Then I want to get right to Proverbs 29. Because what I'm talking about is a helpmeet. Because
you need 1 and 3 too.
Yeah.
You need 3, verse 3.
Yeah, hit that there. You know, because what I'm talking about is to help me. There's some problems with money coming into the house. And these women are making sure that they meet that position for their husband. It's a temporary fix, or it's a fix that continue to go to fix that hole right there. But you can't go get 1,000 of them to try to fix that hole. It's only to strengthen you till you get back where you need to be, or something else come on. And what we're talking about, if a man is capable of doing these things, if he's healthy. We're not talking about somebody that's broke down or something. He's got something that's going on with him that where he's wheelchair bound or something, you know. Not like that. But look, we got brother LC. LC can run you his history down here. But gets up and go to work, even drive. So this ain't what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody that's fully well, can do anything. Do 100 push-ups if you ask them to. I'm talking about they got to the point they so lazy if they paid them to lay down, they get up and quit. I ain't messing with that. I'm sick. They can fire me.
They say get paid to lay down here.
Let's get it, y'all. Where we at?
So be at the highest level, brother. They don't get that high.
I wrote it down. I heard it. Where we at, y'all? Let's get this, y'all. Let's move really quickly.
Proverbs. Go ahead, Elijah. Yes, you got it.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 1.
What it say?
The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. I just get from 1 through 3.
Yeah.
What, my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. That's what we just saw, what destroy a king, what we just read in 1 Kings 21. Give not thy strength. He gave all his strength to the point. He's doing what a woman does. When y'all argue, she go in the room and turn her back like that and crying, and now you trying to think what I'm gonna do. You know, I gotta make this right. It is getting close to midnight. Damn. So y'all, we understand these things. She said, don't ever do this. This Solomon's mom.
It's Bathsheba. Let's now jump on down, Elijah.
Jump down to verse 10.
Yeah.
Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can do what?
Find a virtuous woman.
The man that findeth what? A wife findeth what?
Good thing.
See, so it's not for a wife to find a man. You have to be found.
Let them tell it.
You have to be found. You have to put yourself in a position that you can become the glory of a man. He see it. He already talking about you. Man, where you go last night, man? Man, since you done met that new man, we was down the riverfront talking about something, man. We about to make this thing one flesh. What you do out there? Man, I left the club and then I had to go down on Grand the next morning, but you sound like you getting in pecked up. You don't want to do no scratching, nope.
You don't want to do
No scratching.
Let's get it. Where we at?
Verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above ruby.
What is her price far above?
Ruby.
Yes, sir.
The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
He safely trusts in her. She can leave out of the house because my mind is set. She can do whatever she want to do in this house. I ain't gonna be able to do that. I gotta leave, but if that's what's on her mind, how am I live like that other than pull all my hair out? If every time she go out the door, I worry about that. You come back with extra ketchup packs. Now he thinking you got an affair going on at Taco Bell.
You usually come back with one.
His heart safely trusts in her. Because you can't, where you gonna be all the time and you still got work to do? Boy. You can't be watching her and you supposed to be at work. Let's read some more. What it say?
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
What will she do him?
Good. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planted the vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household.
See, she's not afraid for the what?
Snow.
See, so she'll get out there. It ain't got no thing about this. And she goes look out for the poor. This is what she's doing. Her mind is set on, this is a woman working, ain't it? This is a virtuous woman. This is the helpmeet. So it ain't never said a woman get to just sit at home all day while the husband go to work. It never said that. Every young woman, every wife that a man married, what was they doing when they ran up on them? What was they doing? They was getting water for the sheep, or they were working in the household of their father. That's what made them think, oh, when Isaac ran, when Eliezer ran up on Rebecca, that's what she was doing. Young girl, working. When Moses ran up on Zipporah, that's what she was doing.
Drawing water out the well.
What you got back there, Theo?
When a man meets a woman, most of the time, she's not that popular with a woman. She has to deal with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that ain't...
He has to lead her to that. You can't be popular with a woman without first doing your first ministry, which is the woman as your husband and your children.
Yeah.
Knowing the order.
The husband is your wife and your mother.
Yeah.
And what she does in between time, she keeps herself busy doing all the stuff here.
Right.
Yes.
Home-based business, she got stuff she does.
What she got? What kind of business she got?
Home-based.
Yeah.
Or, when she goes out, she does things in the community.
Yeah.
She's keeping herself busy so she don't be idle, so the devil can't come
In and do like
Exactly.
She's busy doing the work. And by the time the husband and the children get home, she take care of them. Does her first ministry.
Yeah.
So the Proverbs 31 woman, she does these things to keep herself in line.
Yeah.
She's willing to do it. She loves them. This is a blessing to her.
That's right.
She's willingly dressing the tabernacle.
Yes, sir.
And
She
keeping
not
it
just-
dressed and a watchful eye over.
She's not just idle.
Idle.
Because you know an idle playground is
Devil's workshop.
Yes, sir. Let's get this, y'all. Let's finish this on up. You cool that. Let's get me right to 2 by 219. Go ahead. We can hold that. Y'all read the rest of that in your own time, but I need to get to this Tobit. Go ahead, LC. What you got? Oh, you want to mention her beauty, huh?
No, they never mention her.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
No, I never-
Yes, sir. It talked about her character,
Yeah.
her inside.
That was more beauty.
That was the beauty.
That was the
her
beauty part right there. Her characteristics
Because if you don't, you're going to end up with a trophy wife.
ain't good for nothing.
Every day you come home, she's sitting on the mantelpiece with a drink in her hand like this, right above the fireplace. You bring that paper home?
That's the book of thoughts.
Look. Sick of you. You got some Naboth vineyards? What's up?
What you trying to go down?
Tobit, 219. And y'all, and this is a situation where Tobit was a just man, and they were in captivity in Nineveh. What happened was he would bury Israelites because the slave master wanted to leave them out to rot. He would go against the king's order and bring the dead bodies to his house and hide them in his house till it was time under cover of darkness, and he would bury Israelites. That's what you get into the first chapter. And then it was a feast of the Lord. And this could have been a Sabbath-day feast. And he heard somebody came to him, man, they didn't kill an Israelite, shot an Israelite down. He laying out in the street like Mike Brown. He went out there when the cover was clear. Him and a couple of his boys grabbed him, brought him to his house while it was a feast of the Lord going on. And then buried him in the cover of darkness, like the commandments told him to do. But in this case, they was catching up with him, but he had loaned the man some money, so they were short. So guess what his wife is doing, because she's keeping some things on the back end going, how the Lord will work through your helpmeet to help you out. What did it say, 219? Give me that total.
Ain't no 19.
What I'm saying?
Ain't no 19.
chapter 2 though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no 19.
Ain't no 19. What is
But
that?
you wanna go right to Anna when she
No, let me get, I wanna, ain't no 219? Nope. I was just checking to see if y'all be paying attention. No, right where, you know what I want, okay, then the son, remember the peace, or your peace, okay. Oh, 211.
Okay. 211. Book of Tobit,
Yeah.
chapter 2, verse 11.
Yes, sir.
And my wife Anna did take women's works to do.
See, because he had some dung fell in his eyes, so he was blind.
Yeah.
So a sparrow dropped dung in his eye, so he couldn't see. So technically that put him out of work. So what she do, kick in as a helpmeet. What she do?
And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages and gave her also besides a kid.
So she took work to do, and after she finished her work, when she got down so busy, they like, you gets down like that. Oh, we got a bonus for you. We gonna give you a kid, a goat.
Goat, yeah.
A whole goat. Let's read some more.
And when it was in my house and began to cry, I said unto her, from whence is this kid? Is it not stolen?
Is it not what?
Stolen? Render it to the owners, for it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen.
He like, wait a minute. I thought you said you was making scars. Since when scars pay a kid? You done stole this woman. You need to take this back. We can't eat stolen meat like this. Go ahead.
But she replied upon me, it was given for a gift.
It was given for a what?
A gift. More than wages.
More than what?
More than wages. Howbeit I did not believe her, but bade her to render it to the owners. And I was abashed at her.
What was he at her?
Abashed at her.
Me mad as hell at her. Go ahead.
But she replied upon me, where are thine arms and thy righteous deeds?
So she like, what you been doing laying up here blind with bird doodle in your eyes? And ain't nothing to eat round here. Go ahead.
Behold, thou and all thy works are known.
So right here, she say, you finished that up?
Yeah.
Okay. So right here, she say she got a little loud with it. Not much, but under her own roof. She like, look, partner, ain't nothing here to eat. If you thinking that I will go out there and do whatever I did to do wrong for us to eat, you know better than that, man. You know, and when y'all continue to read the story, like you read verse 1 of the next verse, how was he feeling?
Sorry.
What it say? Then I being grieved did weep.
And in my sorrow prayed.
Prayed. See, so he had to correct that with the Most High. Because I was out of line. I jumped into that eternal mode on my woman.
And then believe her words that she's been chastised all this time. She's been.
I'm sorry I made you eat the cake, anime.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna give you a cat. So y'all, we gonna get on out of here, y'all. I wanted to get to Genesis 16. It's called the hard head of Israel. Genesis 16 and Genesis 16 match up together. No, I got them both right there. Don't y'all see that?
I ain't looking at it. I know
You got it on there.
No, I'm saying, but that's where the Jasher we was going to, y'all. But I don't have time, y'all. We're gonna close out. So this the homework, y'all. This is the hard head of Israel when a vow is not kept. Genesis 16, when the angel came to Sarah and told her, "You're gonna have a son, and this son is gonna be heir," and she didn't believe the angel. So Genesis 16, she gives Abraham her handmaid Hagar to wife. And then Hagar, after she found out she was pregnant, started to mock Sarah like, God must love me more than you. Y'all been together for 60 years and ain't had no baby. He's 90 and he put a baby in me. So now jealousy starts. That's why I want y'all to get into Jasher 16, because it's going to go into deeper of what you're seeing, and you're going to see where Sarah said, I'm jealous that this girl can have a baby and I can't. But the key word was she said, my wrong be upon me, Abraham. If I had just listened to the angel, I'd have never gave you Hagar. Patience. You would have had one woman your whole life. I would have never gave you Hagar while I'm alive like this. And look, when you get into Jasher 17, it don't tell you Hagar was just no loose woman. It'll tell you Sarah raised Hagar like a daughter. And say she was all in the ways of that. But guess what happened when she got the fat belly? She got beside herself and said, God must truly love me more than you, Sarah. At that time he did, because Sarah did something she shouldn't have did. She did not believe the message straight from on high. So she had to deal with that. Y'all get into that.
And then she gave over her covering to Hagar.
Yeah.
So she became the wife instead of her. She became the maid. She reversed the role. She gave her to be the wife, and then she became the maiden, because now she has the baby and she's waiting on the child. So the roles have been reversed.
Yeah.
So now she's caring for the upbringing of this child coming forth in her household, but it's not of her womb.
Right.
In which it should have been of her womb, but through her lack of faith, it was reversed.
And look, the same thing happened in Genesis 27. Y'all make sure y'all write this down, this homework, Genesis 27, 6 through 17. And then the Testament of Issachar, the second chapter. And what this gets into is Issachar talking about the hire. This same conflict with his mother, Leah, and Jacob's first wife, Rachel. And there was a hire, because Jacob kept his eyes on Rachel, and Leah was starting to feel unwanted again. So she took the mandrake from Reuben and gave them to Leah. Leah, that's how she met Jacob coming home from work. Genesis 31, he was coming home from work, and she said, look, partner, you already been paid for tonight. I gave your first wife mandrake. But when you get into the Testament of Issachar, he tell about that war, that where Leah got beside herself, and she said, my husband gonna be with you tonight. She said, wait a minute, Helfer, your husband. You know what our daddy did? Our daddy pulled trickery and switched us in the wedding chambers. You know what he did? What you mean, your husband? He worked for me for 7 years, and then another 7 after that. So Jacob didn't touch his woman for 7 years. So he got to know her, like Elijah was saying, 7 years, and didn't touch her. You can't go 7 minutes today. Because it's straight from where you at to a hot sheet joint. You can't call that marriage. So y'all want y'all to get into that. Also, we want Ephesians 5:21 to the end. 1 Peter 3 all talks about, again, submission and subjection. And you're going to see constantly it keeps referring back to the beginning that you have to think that we're one flesh. There's no individuality in this. We can't keep things from each other. We have to be wise as a serpent, and you have to go according to knowledge. Why would you go marry a jealous woman and she done cut up her last 2 boyfriends?
Facts.
Why would you do that? You already got the knowledge. Wish you would cut me.
You cut.
Right. Now you got a patch over your eye. She done cut your eye out.
Cut your eyeball out.
1 Peter 5 get into the men and all of 1 Corinthians 7, y'all. I hate I wasn't able to get in them, but I really need y'all to get into the testament of Issachar, Genesis 27, 6 through 17, and that's what Rebekah told Jacob. I hear your father about to bless Esau. Now the angel came to her too when it said, she went exactly to the Lord, a vow, and said, why they fighting in me like this? He told her 2 nations, but guess what? The elder gonna serve the younger. When she heard Isaac say that I'm gonna bless Esau, she lost and had fear and doubt, and then she set this boy up like this that she loved for failure. And the very same thing happened. Laban got him back for 20 years for that one event because his daddy asked him, are you Esau? And he talking like a Hebrew. Yeah, I'm Esau. He like, wait a minute, your voice is Jacob, but come here, let me feel right there. And she put, got on Esau clothes and got goat hair on his neck. Why didn't she put sheep hair on his neck? It's wool. Goat hair is fine.
It's fine, yeah, stringy like.
So it matches up with Esau. If he'd have put that wool on it, he'd be like, wait a minute, this some beady bead here. What the hell? This wool back here. This Bill Russell, this some nigger hair.
David Russell.
Some Kevin Garnett. So what the hell is going on around here? But put that goat hair on him and that smell, and he blessed him. He said, I can't reverse it. Even though y'all did wrong, I can't reverse this. And Esau, he gonna be your Lord, but he was in on some foolishness too, y'all. But I want y'all to get that understanding and understand the head of the household, y'all. The spiritual power and these vows. You cannot make these vows what is it? What I'm saying, trying to say
haphazardly.
I'm just talking like they don't mean anything. Like you just make a vow like it don't mean nothing to you. Man, I know I said that yesterday, but today. And all we saying to y'all today is it said, let no man cut asunder. We don't get in the middle of vows. We're not trying to correct your vows for you. It's for that man and woman say, I release it, or you move on like you're supposed to be doing. But other than a bunch of Negroes getting in your business and trying to dictate your household, shame on you if you let it happen.
And it's always niggas that ain't got no household.
Right.
It's always the ones that ain't got it that's gonna tell you how to run and do your thing.
Right. See,
They
if
ain't
I
got
was you.
nobody.
See, if I was you.
They got enough time to think
Right.
about if I had, this is what I would do. But when they get, they don't do what they say they would do. Now,
Anybody got any questions out there? Zed, before we close out, y'all, we're going to close on out because we got started late, y'all. We had a few issues. We hate that y'all wanted to get all into that, but y'all at least do a little bit of that homework. If y'all got any questions about it tomorrow, y'all, we'll be on that show, Most High Willing, 7 a.m. So if y'all got any questions or concerns about that,
Call in with
we'll
us.
call in and we'll finish it up. Okay, all right. Okay, Zed, well, you say don't worry. You ain't no need us worrying. Psalm 70, we gonna read it out. What you got?
Oh, go ahead. Let's go.
Okay. Hope y'all got some understanding today, y'all. Hope we didn't labor too long, but hope we cleared up the role of man and woman as making sure there's no hole in the arm. Psalm, the 70th chapter. How we look? Good, bro. Make haste, O Yah, to deliver me. Make haste to help me, O Yahweh. Let them be ashamed and confounded that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and put to confusion that desire my hurt. Let them be turned back for a reward of their shame that say, Aha, aha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. And let such as love thy salvation say continually, let Yah be magnified. But I am poor and needy. Make haste unto me, O Yah. Thou art my help and my deliverer. O Yah, make no tarry.
Hallelujah! Say it!
Y'all got a shekel or two, we greatly appreciate it.
Excellent class, even though we late.
Wait a minute, something happened to this. How did this thing get 25 minutes ahead? It jumped up on me. What's going on?